through that side, eh? We'll go through that side. We'll go through that side. All right, come down, girls, come down. Let me introduce the show first. Can I please? Boom, boom. Okay. Good evening. This is Friday Briefing, the best way to end your week. My name is Betty Kialo, the 4th day of November 2016, and I'm so excited. This is going to be a great show. The Women Bikers Association are my guest anchors, and they're on set. Can I hear a bit of that? Boom, boom. So cool. All right. Okay, so we are so many of us, and I'll introduce. I want everybody else to come on set. Come on, girls. Come on. Yo. Hey. All right. I love it. So this is the Women Bikers Association. They're here in studio. Please wave. There you go. Hey. Yeah, they're really, really cool. So let me ask, Sarah, are you one of the people who makes noise for us in the morning in the estates?
Yeah, we're definitely louder than the Subaru drivers.
That's zero chills, by the way. So you're louder than Subaru drivers.
Definitely.
You know, I used to be one, so I'm a bit offended. Oops, but it's okay. I get it. Yeah. But we're here, of course. We'll be having a great show. You can start interacting with us. Hashtag Friday Briefing, right? Can I get a vroom for that? All right. So, of course, it's going to be a different kind of Friday Briefing. And, of course, we'll be having Willis, the word master, joining us straight from Kisumu County. And he's going to be telling us about those difficult pronunciations. I see him. Willis, I see you're so excited to see, you know, ladies wearing this, you know, crazy attire. All right, so this is Friday Briefing. Let's go straight to the highlights. Boom, boom.
Hii maji yetu inapelekwa Nakuru ndio ikakunyuliwa na Wakikuyu huku. That is his thinking.
Can you say that Raila Odinga is just involved in propaganda?
Fire and brimstone as Uhuru and Raila trade accusations on corruption crisis.
Also turned Bomet, Migori, Nyamira, Kisumu, and Kericho counties into near desert regions.
Raila blows the whistle on another water project in Nakuru.
The babies are actually out of the life support machines. They're breathing on their own.
Previously conjoined twins stable and recovering at the Kenyatta National Hospital. And don't miss it, why women love roaring machines. The Women Bikers Association in studio.
All right, a lot of adrenaline here in studio. Thank you so much for joining us. Our sign language interpreter is Meresha Owiti. All right, let's begin our coverage. Now, as the Jubilee top two were firing salvos at Raila Odinga, the bombers of Kenya, the opposition leader was putting final touches on yet another expose, which he claims is another secret project by the Jubilee administration. Now, Raila blew the whistle yet again on what he says is a very dangerous dam project underway on the border of the Nakuru and Kericho counties. The court leader once again claimed that the water project would devastate not only the water catchment areas of the Mau, but also parts of Bomet, Migori, Nyamira, Kisumu, and Kericho counties into near deserts. KTN's associate editor Noah Oteno with that report.
2 hours before the court leader released his new dossier, President Uhuru Kenyatta warned the Jubilee team about what was coming and sought to discredit it before Kenyans heard about it.
Kisema Nakuru, unajua wacha ni wafafunulie fikira zake, ndio muelewe. Fikira yake sasa ati akisema hivyo, wale wa Kipsigis wa Kericho wakasirike waseme hii maji yetu inapelekwa Nakuru ndio ikakunyuliwa na Wakikuyu huko. That is his thinking.
And as Raila released details of the Itare Dam in Kuresoi North, he told Uhuru to hold his horses.
About me trying to use this to incite the people, I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. I have no reason to try to benefit from this, but I have serious concerns which I must express because I am a leader of the people of Kenya.
Itare Dam. This is the focal point of Raila's new statement. The Itare Dam, a 38 billion shilling project funded by 2 Italian agencies after a deal signed with the Kenya National Treasury on 15th July last year, 2015. The project, according to details from the Rift Valley Water Services Board, was meant to supply residents of Nakuru Municipality, Kuresoi, Molo, Njoro, and Rongai areas with at least 100,000 cubic meters of water per day. But Raila says, not so fast.
We are convinced that these waters are being taken to Ruiru and Naivasha to feed personal projects of the top leadership of the Jubilee government at the expense of other Kenyans.
He claims that the project will kill at least 5 critical rivers.
The alteration of flow in Sondomiriu River will affect the Sondomiriu hydroelectric power station and turn Kenya's investment into a white elephant.
Controversy surrounding the dam is not starting today. In September this year, Kipsigis elders went to Nakuru court seeking to stop the project, saying it would adversely affect the residents of Bomet and Kericho counties. Exactly a month later, in October, the Water Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa went to Nakuru to try and quell the undercurrents on the Itare Dam issue.
Let the people of Kericho know that Itare Dam will not only benefit the people of Nakuru, it will benefit the people of Kericho as well. And we want to ask our politicians not to politicize major projects that are transformative and water projects as such.
We challenge President Uhuru Kenyatta to give Kenyans a direct assurance that he has no conflict of interest in this matter between his commercial interests and the interests of the people of Kenya. These water projects being diverted to Nakuru.
The new dossier comes just as another one surrounding the Murang'a Water Tunnel project was quieting down. But Raila says even the Murang'a issue has not been laid to rest yet.
The pertinent issues that we raised were never addressed. They did not address them. What they did was to go collect leaders, intimidate them, blackmail them, bribe them, so that they now turned into basically hero worshippers.
Raila says he won't stop his whistleblowing no matter what his political opponents throw at him.
If you have been listening to what has been going on in Parliament this week, can you say that Raila Odinga is just involved in propaganda? If you've seen what is coming out in the Ministry of Health, can you say it is propaganda?
The Itare Dam project, according to the Rift Valley Water Services Board, is expected to supply water to about 800,000 people in 4 neighboring towns. Now, KTN News.
Now, Raila spoke after Jubilee Party leader Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto launched a scathing attack against opposition leaders, accusing them of propagating lies and rumors on corruption matters in Kenya. Now, the leaders who were addressing the first ever Jubilee Party National Governing Council meeting defended the government, claiming that no money had been lost in the health sector, as was being reported. The president and his deputy accused the opposition leaders of thriving on propaganda to discredit the Jubilee regime. Chris Thairu attended the NGC meeting and now reports.
It was the first National Governing Council meeting for the 2-month-old Jubilee Party, a party that the president and his deputy intend to use while seeking their second term in office. But the party leader Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto turned the meeting into a personal attack on CORD leader Raila Odinga, calling him as a backward and petty leader who is hell-bent in frustrating any project that is being initiated by the Jubilee regime.
You know, you must understand a man and his thinking. Backwardness, pettiness. You know?
We do not want to be distracted to engage in a game of guesswork with propaganda na fitina na mambo ambayo haiwezi kumsaidia Mkenya yeyote.
The Jubilee leaders defended the government of allegations that Jubilee is the most corrupt regime since the country's independence, arguing that no money has been lost in the health sector and that the opposition was just propagating rumors, which they claim they used to push their campaign agenda.
Tukianza reli, anasema ufisadi. Kwa sababu hataki. Reli ameimba ufisadi, reli ndio hiyo imeingia Nairobi. Tukianza project ya kuinua mahospitali yetu, ufisadi, nimewaambia Mandera waenda. C-sections zinafanywa Mandera siku ya leo. Tukisema juu ya police upgrade, ufisadi. Magari ndio haya yanatembea kila kona ya Kenya hii yaonekana.
Napigiwa makelele na propaganda. Pesa ya afya imepotea bilioni 5.2. Mambo ya porojo na uongo. Kwa sababu hizo pesa zote, every cent has been accounted for.
But Raila, who spoke barely an hour later, insisted that the health audit report was the ultimate truth, that indeed money had been misappropriated.
Internal audit report is a complete audit report. It is not a draft report. It is just been done by an internal auditor. But why has the auditor put those issues there? Because he has raised those queries with officers concerned and they have not given him satisfactory answers.
But according to Uhuru, the opposition leaders thrive on division of Kenyans and poverty.
Nia yake akifikiria ati akisema nimekuja kutetea watu ya Murang'a, ati ndio apate sympathy, ati ndio watu wa Murang'a ati wasijitokeze kupiga kura ati kwa sababu project
2017 itaamuliwa na Wakenya ambao wanataka kujua maji imepatikana, sitima imepatikana, watoto wamesoma, madawa iko kwenye hospitali, barabara imejengwa, reli imejengwa. Those are the things Kenyans will be watching out for.
Wa kusema ati nimesema uongo asimame, ati nimeambia Wakenya uongo. Yeah. Asimame, tushindane, nimpeleke kijiji kwao nyumbani, nimuoneshe huyu jirani yako ako na stima hana.
The National Governing Council resolved that they will be seeking the services of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to conduct their party nominations next year ahead of the 2017 general elections.
Nominations za Jubilee za mwaka ujao zitafanywa by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, na ndio watasimamia kuhakikisha ya kwamba hakutakuwa mapendeleo upande wowote, na Wakenya wana Jubilee watapata haki yao ya kuchagua yule kiongozi ambao wanataka.
Surprisingly, the party failed to unveil its interim officials, as was highly expected. According to sources within the party, there are still wrangles on who should be a party official and whether the officials should be politicians, technocrats, or a mixture of the two. In the meantime, officials of the dissolved JAP party will continue to serve as interim officials of Jubilee Party until new officials are named. As the party now plans to roll out its campaign strategy ahead of the 2017 general elections, the National Governing Council has also resolved to hold its first party elections from the grassroots level 3 months after the August elections. Chris Tairo, KTN News at the Bomas of Kenya.
All right, quite a heated day on both sides of the political divide. And the developments there lead us to a big question this evening, and we'd like to hear your thoughts on it. We're asking you, do you believe Uhuru's claim that Raila's dossiers are all propaganda? Do you believe Uhuru's claim that Raila's dossiers are all propaganda? We'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. Tweet me at Betty M. Kialo, use the hashtag Friday Briefing, and then you can also text me. 22155 is the number, and I will be taking a look at your responses. Let me just sample one or two that have just already come through. Nafis Mohammed, you say, no, Raila is doing his job as opposition chief. President is being insincere. All right, keep your comments coming and I'll continue to sample them as we continue on with the show. Hashtag Friday Briefing is how we can get this conversation going online. All right, now the previously conjoined twins who were successfully separated at the Kenyatta National Hospital are recuperating well, but will remain in doctor's observation at the hospital for about 2 weeks. The groundbreaking surgery is said to have cost a whopping 160 million shillings, a bill that the National Hospital Insurance Fund will foot. Well, Sharon Momanyi has that update.
When they were born 2 years ago, their names Favor and Blessing would seem like an irony. The twins were conjoined in their lower backs and would live under medical observation for 2 years at the Kenyatta National Hospital. They've had to grow up side to side and not by choice.
They were able to communicate in a certain way. They had generated a way of, like when they want to walk on one side, the other one would not resist, and then they would just go. They'd always turn round to reach one another, but they'd never seen one another face to face.
And now their names have turned to be some sort of prophecy after a 23-hour surgery at the Kenyatta Hospital conducted by a team of 50 medical specialists turned out successful. It is the first ever surgery of this kind in sub-Saharan Africa, one that took 2 years to plan.
Successful surgery reaffirms the great strides Kenya has made in the health sector.
The twins' mother, Caroline Mutwiri, has finally seen her babies, each lying on her own. She's still coming to terms with this success.
Sometimes niko na stress, nashindwa kuvumilia. Nikilia wanaona nalia, wanaanza kuniambia mama pole.
Kenyatta National Hospital had to procure some equipment, including anesthetic machines and tissue expanders, to facilitate this rare surgery, a procedure that cost 160 million shillings. The National Hospital Insurance Fund, NHIF, will foot the bill. The medical team is said to have done a number of dry runs and mock surgeries to prepare them for the surgery.
First, I didn't have trust, but I would urge my fellow Kenyans to have patience with the doctors and to have trust with them.
The twins are yet to meet following the surgery performed by 9 pediatric surgeons, 9 neurosurgeons, 10 plastic surgeons, 11 anesthetics, and more than 30 nurses. The twins are currently under observation at the hospital as doctors monitor the healing of their body tissues. They estimate that should they recuperate well, they would be discharged from hospital in a couple of weeks as 2 blessed and favored girls. Sharon Momanyi, KTN News.
All the best to the babies. All right, now dominant telecom company Safaricom has announced a half-year profit of 23.93 billion shillings. And to give back to its customers, the telecom has eliminated charges on Lipa na M-Pesa person-to-person charges on transactions between 1 shilling and 100 shillings. Well, KTN's Joy Dorimbera spoke to Safaricom CEO Bob Collymore, who said while the company was focused on making profit, it also is looking to transform lives of Kenyans.
With a total customer base of 26.6 million customers, it is no surprise that telecom company Safaricom posted profits of 23.9 billion shillings in its half-year results for the month ending September of 2016.
Total value that we have created for Kenya in the last financial year was 414 billion shillings. Safaricom also sustained over 845,000 jobs, which are made up of Kenyan entrepreneurs who exist solely because of Safaricom.
We delivered a service revenue of 98 billion shilling, a 15.4% year-over-year growth. Thanks to the strong trading performance, Our net income improved by 32.4% year over year. Excluding the one-offs again, it's grown by 13.8% year over year.
23.9 billion shillings in simple terms is 3.1 billion shillings shy of the amount that built Thika Superhighway. So how did the telecom giant raise such over-the-top profits? I asked the chief executive, Bob Colomo.
More customers coming onto the network, then of course some of the core products like voice is going to increase. And a lot of people have been saying, oh, voice is dead, isn't it? And so, well, no, it's not, because the population isn't dead. The population continues to grow.
While countries around the world are recording low numbers of subscribers making phone calls due to the uptake of digital communication, Safaricom's voice service revenue grew by 1.1% to 45.7 billion shillings, overtaking revenues from messaging that stood at 8.6 billion shillings. Mobile money transfer platform M-Pesa subscribers increased to 17.6 million active users and raked in 25.9 billion shillings for the company. A demonstration that banking in the country is increasingly going digital, with more transactions including loan taking done on mobile phones.
M-Pesa continues to power the economy and financial inclusivity with a 30.3% increase in the total value transacted from 2.5 trillion shillings in H1 last year to 3.2 trillion shillings in H1 this year.
Lipa na M-Pesa, which is a service payment platform, increased Safaricom's merchants to over 50,000 across the country. Customers of the network will be excited to know there are no charges on transactions between a shilling and 100 shillings that the service provider says is targeting Mama Mboga, effective tonight at midnight. Joy Doreen Bira, KTN News.
Rongai Member of Parliament Raymond Moy has defended President Uhuru Kenyatta's government in matters corruption, saying he supports the president's efforts in fighting graft. Moy said everyone involved in graft should carry their own cross. He was speaking during an event to distribute Uwezo Fund checks in Rongai constituency in Nakuru County, where Uwezo Fund gave 7 million shillings to women, youth and people with disabilities.
Since the president is not involved in these issues, I think ni yeye tu kusema kila mtu abebe msalaba yake, so that his government is not tainted by the constant news that is coming out through the print media and the electronic media. So we support the president in his endeavors to clean up government. We support his government, but my view is that the president should urge all members. I think everyone should just carry his cross.
It's evident that there are people who are not honest with the government, and they have done all what they have done. But then let us not tarnish the name of the president on behalf of somebody else.
Interact with us. So let me bring in my guest anchors. There are very many today, but they're really cool. The Women Bikers Association. Woohoo! Is there anything Yeah, of course. When you have many chicks and really hot and pretty chicks and cool ones, of course you're bound to have a lot of noise. Yeah. Can you thank you? Obviously. All right, so let's at least get to know you guys. Let's start from here. Nepurko.
My name is Nepurko. I am a writer, a farmer, among other things.
Wait, you farm?
Yes.
What? Do you keep quails apart from food?
All right. Okay, my name is Sarah Nyambura. I'm a mother of 3. Hi, Totos, I love you. Mwah, mwah. And I'm a marketer and an event organizer.
I mean, those are serious things you do in this society.
Yes.
And then sometimes you're making noise for us. We can't sleep at night or in the morning.
Yeah, maybe in the morning when we are rushing off to work to do serious professional work.
Because you rush with your bikes.
Yes.
All right, raving them and all.
My name is Aisha Mohammed. I'm a mother of 3 as well.
Hey,
and
I need a secret, man.
HR specialist.
A what specialist? HR
Yes.
specialist.
My name is Shiko Mbithi. I'm married to one man. And
you can be married to?
And mother to one.
Yeah.
I am an entrepreneur. have my own tour and travel firm.
All right.
And I'm also starting to farm.
Ish. And I like your jacket. We'll talk after this. Pass the mic on to the back.
My name is Tayani.
Yeah, no, that's the crazy. I saw you yesterday in action.
Yeah. So I'm a mother and I'm an entrepreneur and a part-time model.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As you can see clearly.
My name is Patience. I'm a mother of 2 boys. And I'm an administrator. And I'm having fun right now.
Oh, okay. What do you administrate? All right.
My name is Victoria Njoroge. I'm a mother of 2, married to a biker.
Oh, so it's a family thing.
Yes.
Your kids already, do they have bikes?
No, they have gear, but not a bike yet.
Okay, not yet.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I play with bouncing castles for a living.
How cool.
I'm in the children entertainment industry.
All right.
Yes.
Great. Uh-huh.
I made it on TV.
She made it. Actually, she needs a round of applause. Yesterday you were arrested. Okay, first introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Jerry. I'm a mother of 3 as well, 2 boys and 1 girl. And I run a business called Power 254, which is a creative hub for artists.
All right. And yesterday, why were you arrested?
Well,
next to who?
No, yesterday during the protest, I was just picked up because I was with somebody who was not feeling very well, who happened to be in a red T-shirt.
Okay.
So because he was picked up and he was not feeling well, I went along with him because I needed to know that he was going to be fine. So we were both thrown in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to say who is that special someone?
No, he was my nephew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
She
yeah.
didn't get it, but it's okay.
Yes. No, my special someone will get there.
Okay, fine then. All right.
Hi, my name is Washera Boro. They call me Vash.
Why is that?
I'm
Vandavai.
I'm married to a biker. Hi, Boro.
Hey,
I have 5 children.
5?
Yes, 5 children. 5 grown children and a small baby.
I like that.
Yes.
Girl
and-
power. Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm also an entrepreneur.
All
I
right.
run my own tour firm.
Okay.
And I love biking.
Okay.
I ride a Honda 250
Okay.
off-road.
All right. Let's go on to the last but not least.
Hello, my name is Warogoro Wanjao. I am a doctor in Samburu County, and when I'm not treating patients, I'm on my bike.
Ish, I like that. Thank you so much, Waruguru, for joining us. So, just pass this mic to Shiko. Now, someone is telling me that, guys are just heartbroken because y'all are taken. Sorry, guys. The guys who are tweeting me hard. Chill. But there's a doctor here. She hasn't said anything, but I leave that to you. All right, so let's get to the conversation. So first things first, I want to know how, you guys, you're so successful in whatever you're doing. Then you're bikers. Is it a culture? Is it a passion? Is it something you've always wanted to do? I'll start with you, Napurko.
For me, it started off as a matter of convenience and affordability.
Right.
We all know what traffic looks like in this city.
Mm-hmm.
I got tired of just sitting in traffic doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I paid for lessons, passed the test, bought a bike, and that was it.
And there you go.
Yeah.
And then the interesting thing is the challenges we're talking yesterday about how motorists treat you guys. And I can see you nodding your head. Take us through that. What can we do better on the road so that you guys don't have to suffer, have injuries?
Okay, we try and ride really safely. As you can see, we are totally geared in terms of taking care of our bodies. We are the metal, so to speak, of our vehicles. So we have to make sure that we are totally geared from head to right to the very bottom.
Okay.
And then for some of us, as you may have seen, my bike is pink and purple.
Yeah, it's here.
And it really helps because in the traffic, if I just, flip up my helmet and they see it's a lady, normally people will be very nice.
But
and
do you
just
miss
move out of the
bully
way.
motorists?
Yes, we do. There are those who will literally just come onto your side of the road so that you do not pass. And, they give you that whole look of...
So it's not everybody who's a boda operator. So sometimes it's this very beautiful. So please, let's respect them and give them some space.
A lot of us are mothers.
Moms, like you mentioned.
Daughters.
So let's talk about the bikes. Who like how you have your car and when you have a puncture, when something is wrong. Have you trained yourselves in, getting to know such information, Sarah?
Yes.
Do you all know how to go about that?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
mechanics?
As the Women Bikers Association, there are two things we do every year. It's training in first aid and training in mechanics.
Okay.
All our members, we make it mandatory for you to attend those two trainings. Because when we ride together, if a mishap happens, we must be able to take care of the fellow rider out there.
Okay.
The next thing you're supposed to be able to do is at least diagnose your own bike without making a phone call. So that even if you're in a place and you're by yourself, you're not totally stuck.
Okay.
You know what went
to
wrong.
do.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the mishaps shortly. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That was yesterday when we were filming somewhere in this city. There you go, guys. And I mean, talking to you, you shared with me some of the experiences that you've had. Some of you have had injuries. Napurko, you've had an injury.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. I mean, you have an injury, and then after a month or two, there you go again on top of the bike. What is this craze?
I don't know. You just make your peace with it. You heal and you move on. You don't dwell. You don't stay down when they hit you. You don't. When someone hurts you, you don't stay hurt forever.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just keep moving, keep growing, and learn from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Aisha, I want to talk to you about some of the preconceived perceptions that we have about it. I mean, you're defying the odds. Do people find it weird that, you're a biker?
Yes, true. People find it really weird, but we do know that the minority are the women riders, but we have to fit into the society. We have to be accepted. We have to put ourselves out there and let other people know that we as well are women and we can ride and we can do what other men do. So it comes naturally for us.
All right. And do you get support from I've had bikers, guys, men bikers, male bikers here in studio. Do they support you, when it comes to things like training, things like that?
Yes.
How does that happen? Shuko?
We have the umbrella body in Kenya, which is Motorcycle Kenya. And under that, we have clubs and nyumba kumis. Clubs, like we are Women Bikers Association.
Right.
And then we have the nyumba kumis, which are for people living in a certain area. In case of any issue, if you happen to go down or anything happens to you, you call the people who are closest to you, and that is your nyumba kumi.
All right.
And in this aspect, the guys have really been giving us support.
Okay. So I want us also to talk about, over the last couple of months, and I think this year and last year, we had, riders who actually, unfortunately, died when they were riding. How does something like that make you feel, Bashara?
It's actually very scary. It's very scary. It's very sad. But what we say is, you fall. Too bad it's bad luck if you fall and you go. But we support one another for those who fall and get up. Like I had an accident like a month ago.
Okay.
And all these ladies have been supporting me.
All right.
So basically it's actually very sad.
And is it like everybody has to have an accident? Maybe Njeri, you can talk to us about that. Is there any of you who's not had an accident?
You don't have to have an accident.
Yeah.
But when you have an accident, depends with where you are and what hit you, or if you just lost control of your bike, or maybe just slipped out, yeah? And when you fall down, when you get up, it's important that you ride again. Because there's the fear. It's very important that you ride as soon as you can. Because if you don't, then you're crippled by that fear and you'll probably never be able to get back on your bike.
Is
so
it
you
the
just be
same?
seeing other people on bikes and wanting to, but then there's that fear that holds you. So as soon as you can get back on your bike, you get back on your bike.
Is it the same thing as, how you can get an accident, in a car? And then, of course, after a few, maybe 1 or 2 months or years, is it the same thing with, bikes?
I wouldn't say it's exactly the same, because in a car, you have all this metal around you. So you know that there's something that protects you. So you're not the first thing that will be hit. And you could easily walk out of a car crash.
Okay.
But on a bike, you will almost always definitely come out with a broken limb, possibly.
Something.
If you get up, you could possibly walk out with a broken something.
Okay.
So it's very important that you get up and you move again.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Victoria, talk to us about what is it that you love about this culture of biking? Is it that it's faster, like Napurko said? You get to where you're going faster than some of us.
There's a lot.
I don't think we have enough time to cover what I love about it. But really, there's the adventure aspect. It's like the most enjoyable thing that I've had to experience in my life so far. And then there's the sisterhood and the family.
Yeah.
The
Actually,
biker
you guys
community
is like
amazing.
it's like a not a commune, but it's so
Yes.
It's a
family.
It's a cult.
It's a
I think I'm
cult.
good with family.
Yeah, and we spend so much time together.
Right.
These are my sisters. I look at them. I look at Shiko, Tayani. I see a sister. I don't see a fellow biker only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's the freedom.
Oh, the freedom.
You know,
Let's talk about that freedom.
Yes.
Well.
And you know, once you conquer the fear again and again and again, it trickles down to other areas of your life.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's so much. There are so many pros.
Okay.
About of riding.
Of riding.
Yes.
Please pass the mic to Tanya, because I want to talk to us about this age thing. Yesterday, I mean, you guys, you 5 kids, you 3 kids, but you all look like, you just chucked university or something. How is that possible?
Well,
how is that? Is it a biking thing? Because I think then I need to start.
Everyone thinks that riding keeps you younger.
It does, for sure.
Yes, it does.
Promise.
It does.
Look at us.
You get
Look
to
at us.
travel.
How come? I mean, what is it?
You've experienced the adrenaline yourself.
I did yesterday, and it was so crazy, and we were showing the shots on air.
Yeah, it keeps you happy. You travel, you meet people.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a time you're always stressed out. They say riding is therapeutical. So I think it keeps you young, just seeing a lot of people, hanging out with friends in different places. You can't tell our ages because it just keeps you young.
You can't tell the ages.
Yes.
And speaking about age, maybe you can pass the mic to, because yesterday we were with Vicky, and she's 54. Hi, Vicky, in case you're watching.
Hi, Vicky.
And she is still, riding, and she's strong and everything. But have you ever felt that, maybe when I get to this certain age, I'll be like, okay, you know what, that's enough. I'm done.
No.
Really?
No.
Like, let me just get a car, let me get a driver, I sit back left, and just, no?
No, it doesn't work like that.
All right.
Actually, I'll say that because I turned 40 this year. So my life only just started now. Yeah, so
I like that.
Yeah, so this is actually so much fun. And when I started riding, I actually started to feel younger, like she says.
Oh, really?
Yes, because it's just you, your helmet, your voice. The therapy is amazing. Yeah.
But also you need to have some serious confidence. And especially being a doctor, I mean, do you treat yourself in case you fall? But seriously though, I mean, you have to have some serious confidence for you to do this. It's not easy being the body. It's easier when you're in a car, but here you are, everything. Plus this metal underneath. It's the machine. Okay.
Yes, you do need some confidence, but the fun overrides. When you first start out, you can't do everything. So you do start maybe a bit scared, but when you have an association like this, they help you through it. But with time, as long as you're riding within your limits, you get the confidence with time.
And how important is safety, guys? I know you guys have the gear and everything, but also, I mean, how seriously do you take safety in this particular sport?
What we usually say is all the gear, all the time. Whether you're going to do a supermarket run, whether you're just taking a 5-minute ride around the estate. Most of the falls happen when you least expect. You can ride to Mombasa and come back, and then you will fall at your front gate.
Yeah.
Is that even possible?
It
happens.
It happens. You fall.
Really?
Yeah. You fall at
it
the front gate.
happens.
Because I think out there you're so focused, and then when you get to your house, your guard goes down.
Your guard goes down.
Then now you just, because you assume. But we always say it's not if you fall, it's when you fall.
When you fall.
So you brace yourself, you learn how to do it, and then you know that you will still overcome the fear.
You'll overcome the fear.
Yeah.
And like Jerry said, you go back as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Let me just add
Yeah.
on to that. We also, as bikers, are encouraging other road users to share the road. We're asking
To share the road.
Yes, because the road belongs to all of us.
Yeah.
It belongs to the guy with his kokoteni. It belongs to the guy in a car. It belongs to a biker. It belongs to the goats. Because at corner there are goats.
Yeah.
Just know there are goats.
Yeah.
So it belongs to all of us.
of
so
us.
all we need to do is just share is just share the road and learn that the road belongs to all of us, and if we all shared the road, we'd all make it out alive.
We'll make it out alive. That's so serious. Okay, fine. So I want us to, you want to add something, Shiko?
Yes, with regards to safety, when we do what we call group rides, if somebody comes to join the group and they are not fully atgutted, as we call it, we will not allow them to ride with us. You will go back, you will get your gear, and then you can ride with us. And you must also have full medical cover, and your bike must be insured.
Okay.
Otherwise, you
All right.
cannot.
And by the way, these bikes, are they all yours, the ones that you ride, or you can hire them
Yes,
sometimes?
they are.
So they're all, hey, you guys, chill. All right, fine. So we'll continue the conversation. I'll check your questions. I'm sure there are quite a number of them on Twitter. But Sarah, let's go. I need you to do something. I know you can ride, and you can rave, and you can do all those things.
But before we even get to reading, first we will indoctrinate you with our bandana over here. Yes, this is a bandana that says "Just Ride." We gave them to all the women who rode with us during the International Female Ride Day.
Oh, lovely.
So every woman who rode with us that day had a bandana like this that just says "Just Ride." No matter what the condition, just ride.
I will ride for sure. Thank you so much. This is really dope. All right, let's walk to the news set. You guys cheer her on, please. She's You guys are too noisy, though. Yeah, she's representing you. And the Women Bikers Association is the only registered female association for bikers?
For bikers. We're registered in Kenya as the only female association.
You can multitask. Just have a seat as you...
I'm trying, but this multitasking over here, sure, you not like riding a bike. This one is even more scared.
How do you multitask when you're riding a bike? Can you really?
I know, on the bike, you just shift the gear and just...
So I'm going to put pressure on you. Here we're not joking now. This is not serious business. The focus you have on the road when you're cruising, the same focus I want you to have here. And you're representing those lovely ladies there. So you better do a good job.
Can I wear my helmet?
So that we don't see you?
Yes.
No. Okay, fine. So there you go. I want you can see clearly?
Yes, I can.
Thank God. And so I want you to introduce yourself.
Okay.
And, the association afresh.
Okay.
And then you take it away. So you just go slowly. Pole pole.
So am I starting with this story or that story?
This one. So you're reading there.
That story.
This is just a backup, but we keep it there.
Okay.
Take it away.
Welcome to Friday News with Sarah Nyambura, the chairlady of Women Bikers Association. We are Women Riding Association in Kenya. We started the association as a way to network women in Kenya and encourage more women to take up the sport of motorcycling. So let's take the news. It is just 4 days to the US elections, and our Trix Ingado now reports on the latest in the race between Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton and her Republican rival Donald Trump.
Definitely a different kind of Friday briefing. Look at me now. Look at me now.
Yeah.
I just need some jeans and I'll be good to go. All right, so I think you did really well in the intro.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to give you, because you guys are too cool, I'm going to give you a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry.
Yeah!
All right, so who's going to take us on the break?
Jerry.
I will.
Let's go.
These have been your hostesses, the Women Bikers Association.
All right. Let's go. All right, so we take the break. What's coming up
you
shortly?
can see there's so much fun here. Don't go away. Keep that tune right there. We'll be right back. Coming up shortly is the business news.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping it KTN News. And Betty, you better say hello to the Bikers Association after I'm done with the business. But now on to business. Increased usage of M-Pesa and mobile data are the main attributes to Safaricom's 23.9 billion shillings net profit in its half-year results released earlier today. With 17.6 million active users, M-Pesa raked in 25.9 billion shillings revenue, a 33.7% growth driven by 12.2 2% increase in 30-day active customers. Mobile data customers increased 13.7% to 14.9 million, driving revenues up to 13.4 billion shillings. Voice service revenue stood at 45.7 billion shillings, while SMS revenue was at 8.6 billion shillings. The telecom company that was fined 157 million shillings last year for not complying to quality of service thresholds says it hopes to clear that by the end of the year. National carrier Kenya Airways Chief Executive Officer Mbuvi Ngunze will continue serving as Chief Executive Officer in a new strategic direction, despite the Kenya Airline Pilots Association, who recently withdrew their strike notice after they said progress had been made with the Kenya Airways, that is the national carrier. Now, according to the newly appointed chair, Michael Joseph, KQ will prioritize pricing, strengthening management, and renegotiating debt as its new strategy. The carrier will also focus on strengthening the management team, the continuation of Operation Pride, and restoring morale to the staff. The new chair further added that KQ will also target improving liquidity and reducing debt by Q1 of 2017.
Which we are doing, which is pricing, which I know there's lots of talk about pricing, performance, on-time performance, the service on the ground, the service in the air, and to make significant improvements in all of these areas. I'm sure it will be difficult. I'm pretty sure it'll be difficult. It's not easy. This is a complicated industry.
Today, November 4, 2016, is the day when the landmark Paris Agreement on Climate Change enters into force after being pushed through by a coalition of the world's largest polluters and small island nations threatened by rising seas. The Paris Agreement regarding climate change will enter into force with 94 out of 197 countries having ratified the Climate Pact, including 8 out of top 10 emitters. The agreement on climate change was adopted in December of 2015 at the 21st UN Climate Change Conference, or COP21, in France. The deal aims to limit global average temperatures to less than 2 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial levels. It also aims to create more financing to curb greenhouse gas emissions and support more climate-resilient development. And after years of exploitation by middlemen, farmers have been looking for alternative ways of selling their produce that will enable them maximize on the profits and create wealth. And now a group of farmers from Nyandarua County seems to have hit the jackpot as they sell their crops on the internet, courtesy of online marketing platforms. Philip Kitani has more.
Meet Joseph Mwangi, one of the new crop of farmers that have now taken to selling their crops using the internet after years of exploitation by middlemen. According to Joseph, there is no looking back. He adds that if you are a farmer looking to sell your fruits, vegetable, maize, or any other farm produce, you can now post your produce online and interact with new customers on a new internet sell forum.
Zamani tulikuwa tukiuzia mabroka viazi, either unachonawa viazi kwa bei ya juu, wakikuja kuchukua wanachukua na bei ya chini. Pesa zako hata wakikulipa wanakulipa cash. Hivyo pesa zako hazina security. Sasa vyenye OLX imekuwa ikitulipa na through M-Pesa.
The technology used here is the same as the one deployed on social media sites such as Facebook. The farmer set up an account on the OLX website and then posts what is available and, if possible, arranges time and place for delivery or collection.
Tumefanya nao kama sasa miezi 3 imeisha na tunaona faida na tunaona mambo yao si mabaya. Vile tunapelekana nao na wao wanaleta, watatumwagia hata lori 2, lori moja ya 8 na ingine ya 8.
Under the new project, farmers can now use their phones to take photos of the farm commodities and upload the details on the platform that can now act as their market or shop.
We realize that the agriculture category is such a huge industry in the Kenyan economy. It influences over 30% of GDP. And so therefore we thought that we could have the agriculture category as part of OLX traded items.
More potato farmers in potato growing regions have joined the bandwagon and began trading their potatoes on the platform, maximizing on potato demand in urban areas.
Zamani tulikuwa tukiuza viazi, unazitoa kwa shamba, zinamaliza siku 3, siku 4, mwenye mliagana naye atakuja kuchukua hajachukua. Sasa uzuri wa OLX wanachukua. Sasa viazi unazichimbua na zinaenda siku hiyo hiyo.
So as not to lock out those without access to smartphones, the online marketer introduced the use of an SMS service to enable farmers access market data, which the farm scouts help them reach out the market very efficiently. Philip Keitan, KTN News.
Great story there, Phil. Now, the Ministry of Water and Irrigation has today handed over 62,000 bags of maize harvested in the Galana Kulalu Food Security Project to the Ministry of Devolution for famine relief. Cabinet Secretaries Eugene Wamalwa and Mwangi Kiunjuri signed the agreement in Galana today in the presence of Tana River County Governor Hussein Dado. Tana River and Kilifi counties that host the Galana Kulalu project are among the 5 counties in Coastal region that will benefit from the famine relief food. The maize has been given out as part of the strategic grain reserve.
Whereby we are having some varieties giving us as high as 39 bags per acre, and the other variety giving us a little bit low, which gives an average of 31.
The only difference is that we have dropped the varieties which were poor performers and concentrated on the better performing varieties.
And welcome back to Friday Briefing. A lot of energy in the studio. I'm telling you, you should be here. All right, let me now bring in Willis, the word master. Time for Mind Your Language. Time for us to know the correct pronunciations. Willis, it's great to see you. I'm telling you, the show today is the color that you're wearing. Red or orange fire, hot. I mean that. How are you?
Something to do with fireworks.
Yes, you know, I'm in my zone now.
Yeah, but I'm fine, Betty. It's great to see you too on a Friday, evening like this one. Always my pleasure and something worth taking your time and getting the right time for.
I like that, Willis. All right, so how about we start with taking a look at what Kenyans had to say on the street. Had to say on the streets. Let's take a look at what on the street.
Stability. 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 Subtlety. 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 Subtlety.
Subtlety. Subtlety.
Hey, Willis, that last one there, subtlety. Talk to us about that word, Willis. You said we shouldn't laugh, so I won't.
Well, I said that, but remember I also told people, sometimes when it comes to, that learning atmosphere, the laughter is not that of trying to reduce somebody to a nobody, but it's about also having, some spice for our learning. But in this case, Betty, this is a tricky word.
Yeah.
In fact, letter B is not pronounced at all. You say subtlety, subtlety. So it's from the word subtle, subtlety. Just like you'd say the subtleties of language.
Okay.
The subtleties of language. A bit tricky.
Let me try that. Subtlety, subtlety, right?
Yes.
Okay, Willis.
Yes, Betty. That is it.
Got it. All right, let's take a look at the next word. Now, this word, we had it a lot this past week with this NYS probe. You're hearing conduit. How do we say that one, Willis? Conduit.
We don't say conduit or conduit.
Okay.
That sounding ndi, like the digraph in Kiswahili of ndoa is not there. You don't say conduit. No. You say conduit. Conduit. Not conduit. Conduit. So another tricky one, Betty.
Conduit.
Can you try it?
Conduit.
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 Conduit. There you are, Betty.
Okay.
That is it.
Conduit. Conduit. That, yeah?
Betty, can you say dew? Dew.
Do. Do. Do.
Then it.
It. Do it.
Do it. Do it. Conduit.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Got it, Willis. Today I think that one was for me. All right, let's go to the next one. So do we say accumulate? Accumulate? How do we go about that one?
The tricky part of that word, Betty, is where you say Q. Q and mu. We don't say accumulate.
No.
Accumulate, we should avoid that.
Okay.
It's accumulate. 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 Yes.
Accumulate. Accumulate, right?
There you are, Betty.
I'm telling you,
That
this
is it,
English is sounding scientific.
Scientific, Betty, yeah?
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one, Willis.
I see it.
This one, I'll spell it out. Treason, 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 treason. Is that the correct pronunciation? Treason?
What we should not use is the voiceless sound S. The unvoiced sound S should not be used.
Okay.
That letter S takes the voiced sound Z. So you say treason or treason.
Okay.
Treason or treason. Just like reason and reason.
Okay.
Season and season. So we should not say son. Son, no. Treason, treason.
Okay, treason. All right, got it, Willis. But I like treason. Treason, yeah? It has some swag in it. It has some swag, Willis. I mean, you have to throw in one or two words there.
I knew. That is exactly the moment you said, I like treason.
Yeah.
I caught that swag. The way you said it.
You understood it. Good, Willis. Let's go on to the next word.
Yes.
Cathedral. How do we go about that one? Like All Saints Cathedral.
Yes, we say cathedral. Cathedral, not cathedral.
Okay.
Cathedral, no. We should not say the. You
All
say
right.
T. Cathedral.
Cathedral. All right. Got it, Willis. Moving on to this other word. Now, this is very, very, it's a serious word. Tricky. Righteous. How do we go about that one? Righteous.
Betty, you're reminding me about a question by one Jude of Nandi Hills who was asking about courteous.
Yeah.
Courteous, and then we come to this word. We don't say righteous just because of courteous. That would mean you are like saying bad, badder, baddest. Just because of tall, taller, tallest.
Okay.
We don't have bad, badder, baddest. So if you do that, that would be like conjecture. That is guesswork.
Okay.
But those assumptions in languages or in matters language, you have to be very careful. So the word here is pronounced as righteous. Righteous. Not righteous.
Yes.
Not righteous. It's righteous.
Righteous. Got it, Willis.
Yes.
It reminds me of this word, Willis, also. Christian. I'm a Christian. How do we say that one? We've tackled it some time ago, but for the benefit of the people listening for the first time.
The name
is
Christian.
Christian.
The adjective is also Christian.
Christian.
But when you come to the noun form, that is by way of inflection, that is changing the form of a word for grammatical function. Now you say Christianity. Christianity, but you talk of Christian. Yes. So-and-so is a Christian.
Okay.
Then you come to Christianity.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not Christian. I'm a Christian, yeah? Okay, got it. So it's Christian. Got it, Willis. Moving on to the next word. It's one that we've also heard quite a lot the past couple of days. Conjoined. How do we say that one? Is that the correct pronunciation?
Betty, can we say enjoy, enjoy, or enjoy?
Enjoy.
Like nja, enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy. Can we say that really? How does it sound when somebody says enjoy or enjoy?
Yeah, it sounds like, please have a good time.
It sounds funny, but
Yeah.
I know, Betty. So basically what I'm talking about, Betty, in this case is understanding the phonology of English, the sound system of English.
Okay.
Now, in this case, you say conjoined.
Okay.
Conjoined twins, not
Okay.
conjoined. That nj sound as a digraph, you avoid that. Say conjoined. But
Conjoined.
successively articulating n or the sound n and j. Conjoined twins.
Conjoined.
And Betty,
Yeah.
when we are talking about the other word for the same, you don't say CMS, Siamese, you say Siamese twins. Siamese twins,
Okay.
not Siamese twins. Yes, Betty.
Okay, got it, Willis. I'll not try to repeat it because I might just embarrass myself. So let me chill on that, Willis. Okay, moving on to the next feedback question by Lloyd Mutua, an ardent fan of Friday Briefing. Thank you, Lloyd. He's asking about this word, commiserate. Commiserate, is it a s or is it a z?
The sound is voiced. That is, it's produced with the vibration of the vocal cords. You say z, z, just like a Z.
Okay.
Commiserate. Commiserate.
Okay.
So like you say, to
Commiserate.
commiserate with somebody. To commiserate
Okay.
with somebody, not commiserate or commiserate.
All right.
That one you should avoid. So Lloyd Mutua,
Yeah.
I know he has gotten that. Then Betty, Ivy Nakitare wants to know whether we say curriculum vitae. You get the way I say vitae?
Yeah,
There are
vitae.
many people who say that, but we say curriculum vitae, vitae. Curriculum vitae. But you
Vitae.
can also say resume.
Resume.
Yeah, vitae.
Okay,
You don't say
vitae.
vitae.
Okay.
Then Jackson Ongoro, you say celestial. Miss Val Ndonye, we say a bouquet of flowers, not
Okay.
bouquet or
Bouquet.
bouquet. Bouquet
Okay.
of flowers.
Okay.
No, bouquet, no. Bouquet. Muridhi Kamenju, you say excuse. That is when it is a noun. Excuse. But when it's a verb, you say excuse with the
Okay.
sound z. So you must also, distinguish between the two.
All right, Willis.
Then Tracy, the wonderful producer, if I'm not wrong,
Yes, so
you
Friday
say
Briefing.
schizophrenic. Schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic.
Not schizo. You say schizo, yes.
Schizophrenic.
Phrenic. But we have schizophrenia. Schizophrenia. But when you come now to the adjective, you say phrenic.
Phrenic.
Then Rosalind Mokaya of Fly 540 and Chief Miogo of Nyaribari Masaba, I would just say thank you. And also on behalf of Betty, because we are talking about mind your language and also Friday Briefing.
All right, Willis.
Keep
Thank
it
you so much.
just there. Then finally,
Yes.
Ezra, you say a word here, Betty, that somebody called Ezra. He wants to know whether we say expeditious. And don't laugh, Betty. Don't laugh.
Okay, well, okay. Expeditious.
Not expeditious. You say expeditious. Expeditious.
Okay.
I knew you were going to laugh. That's why I was trying to crack the joke.
It's you
Don't
who said
laugh.
first. Willis, you're the one who said expeditious. I mean, have mercy on me.
Expeditious. Expeditious.
All right, Willis.
From where I am.
Yes, from where you are. So it's expeditious.
Mburu is laughing at me so much.
Yeah.
When I talked of expeditious,
No.
the cameraman just started laughing
Yeah.
and left his camera.
All right. It's
But
it's like
on the right
solution, but it's
position.
solution.
So we say solution, expeditious,
Yeah.
not solution,
Okay, sorry.
expeditious, and
All right.
opposition, not
Position.
opposition.
Okay, got it, Willis. Willis, thank
So,
you.
Betty,
Yeah.
Now,
Very quickly, Willis. Very quickly.
over to our surprise word. We
Yeah.
say rear, not rare. Rear. Rear guard,
Okay.
not rare. Many people talk of rare, but remember, R-E-A-R is rear.
Rear.
Rear. So when we come to the confusing words,
yes, very
the
quickly,
confusing words are here, Betty. The first one is cease. Cease. Cease to be something. Cease.
Cease.
That is C-E-A-S-E. Cease.
Okay.
Cease. But the second one, that is the lower one, is seize.
Seize.
To seize something or somebody.
Okay.
Seize.
Seize.
That one has a Z sound.
Right.
The other one is S sound.
Okay.
Betty, let English be
Let
English,
English
dear sister.
be English, and let English be scientific as it is. Okay, Willis. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Willis, for your time, and thank you for the lesson today.
My pleasure, Betty.
Yeah. And remember that you can interact with Willis at Willis Ocheng1 is his Twitter handle, and not Twitter, but Twitter. Twitter, not Twitter, handle at Willis Ocheng1. Twitter, yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Willis, the Word Master. They're joining us from Kisumu County. Catch him again next week, of course, here on Friday Briefing. Yes, but you can, talk to him via his Twitter handle. All right, so we take a break from Mind Your Language, and we'll be back with some sporting action, and then we'll have the bikers back again. I can see very many people asking, where did they go? They're here, so stay with us. Title defense this weekend against Mean Machine in Kakamega. Homeboys RFC will be taking on Strathmore Lears, while Impala Saracens host Nondis. And here is a look at what to expect on match day 1 of Kenya Cup.
After a 6-month break, Kenya Cup returns this weekend with a number of teams ready to make a quick impression from the first kick. Defending champions Kabras RFC will be seeking to continue from where they left last season after beating Impala Saracens in the finals in May. The Millers will be seeking to begin the season better than last year, where they struggled in the first leg of the series. The Millers will be hosting Main Machine at the Kakamega Showgrounds.
It's not going to be easy, for sure. Winning it was one thing last season, and I think anyone who followed last season league closely will realize that there's a lot of top rugby being played in Kenya at the moment. There's good teams out there, and everyone is looking to win the titles.
Rivalry is set to be renewed when Homeboys take on Strathmore Lears in the day's early kickoff. 7 players in their Homeboys squad will be facing their former side for a second time after the two sides met during the Floodies, where the DJs won the plate. All eyes will be out to see how Lears cope with the new squad under Micho Chola. Floodies champions Impala Saracens will be out to begin the season with momentum when they host Nondis. Western Bulls will play host to 2015 champions KCB RFC, with the Bankers keen to regain the title they lost last year. At the Nakuru Athletic Club, Wanyore will battle Kevin Wambua's Mwamba. Kenya Harlequins host Black Blood at the RFUA grounds at 4 p.m. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
Yes, we will go.
Are you sure you
Can we
want
all
to?
go home, please?
Are you ready?
All right, so we're almost coming to an end of Friday Briefing. Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, we
okay, thank you. What is it that you're going to remember about the show? Just something. What are you going to remember about the show?
How much fun we had. I think we've had so much fun.
Could you please come back, please?
Yes. Could you please have us back again?
All right, so maybe you can give a shout out to the people who are not able to make for the show. Some members of your association.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All the lady bikers out there. And Vicky, hi Vicky.
Hi
Vicky. And Sue. And Sue.
All right. So one of the questions people were asking, how can they join the association? And guys, men are asking if they can also join the association.
Oh.
Can they please on their behalf?
Well, sadly, it's the Women Bikers Association, so it's the membership is only open for women. Currently, for the month of November, we have our membership drive.
Okay.
They can drop us an email on wbakenya@gmail.com.
wbakenya@gmail.com. wbakenya@gmail.com. All right, very, very easy. All right, so thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you for having us. It was awesome.
Women Bikers Association. When men can do something, women can do it better. I'm sorry. All right, let's go.
Are we done? Are we done?
Woo!